Welcome back, everyone, to Piney Plays Brawler, where last time we earned our war steed, and now it's time to learn how to ride it and what skills the Brawler has while doing so. Between episodes, I reached level 75, and now it is time for me to actually use the skills that I earned upon reaching level 75. First of all, let's speak to the stable guard here.
Greetings. You have a moment. I have need of your assistance.
Oh, what a nice little steed you ride. Nothing like our own horses, but a nice little steed all the same. Uh, should I tell him that this is one of theirs? I got it from Rohan? Though, if you are to ride amongst our warriors upon the plains of Rohan, you must learn how to fight from horseback as well. Our steeds are not so gentle bred as those of the north. They're stronger, yes, but also more willful and difficult to handle. I have asked one of our finest riding instructors to teach you the ways of handling a steed of the Rohirrim. You will find Seoka at the turning field south of Harwick. First, though, you should look into getting a steed. Go on. Now, it looks like that the reward here is a bridle. Even though, of course, bridles are, I believe, now officially useless. You cannot use them in any way whatsoever. You have obtained your first war seed. Yes, I have obtained my war. So apparently they're assuming that you're doing this quest before you have actually obtained the war steed. Even though you can't actually do the riding course until you have. Oops. Hello? So, you wish to be trained in the ways of riding a horse to war? Eh? Well, you've come to the right place. I've trained hundreds of riders over the years, though few as experienced in battle as yourself, I must admit. Come then, let us begin. Let's go and see how I can handle this thing, and if I can learn the brawler skills that go with it. Here we are in the instance version, so let's go and start learning.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Greetings, I see that you've earned yourself a fine steed of Rohan on which to ride forth. Finely done! Yet steel yourself well, for this is no quiet mare, but a noble mount trained in the ways of war. You'll find them spirited, and in some ways more difficult to ride than your prior mounts, but you will find that they possess the strength and stamina to do battle. Alright, now, mount your war steed, alright, which I've already done, and now, make 2 circuits of the track. Alright, so let's do this, and see how well I do. These are just 2 quick circuits, so no troubles in handling it so far, but of course I have handled plenty of war steeds on other characters, so this is the part that should be straightforward. Let's see if I could up the speed up a little bit. See, at full speed can I do this? Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Probably because I have done a great number of the characters through here. I remember the first time I did this quest. Course complete. Stop! That's fine. Come with me. We'll start the next course. Alright?
What brings you to these lands?
Right easy, isn't it? Well now, we'll make things a bit more interesting. Next up are the flag courses. Alright, so now we have the blue flags, which I have to take this at a different speed here. Just make sure that I'm able to get through here. Actually, just one color flag set up here isn't too bad. Now it's getting around to telling me to start lesson 2. Here we go. I'm doing this at a canter, it looks like. So I'm not going at a full gallop here. Alright, those are the blue flags. Now for the red flags. It gets a lot tougher when you have both flags at the same time. I'm not too sure I could handle that as at a canter. Let's see. Let's go find that other moment. Whoops! Oopsie daisy. It's seeing the red flags in time that's the tricky bit. Yeah, alright, there we are. And that's 2. Now, this is where it gets tricky. So I'm just trotting at the moment. Now, of course, right now we're just learning how to maneuver it. The real trick is going to be the actual combat bit, but I do want to make sure I get some practice riding before... Oops, daisy. There you go. Oops. And I have to make sure that I know how to correct a little bit early in there. Bit like a vote, I guess, in some ways. That's the spirit. Now you have the hang of it. Come over here and we'll prepare for the next course.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Well, if you got the handle of that, the next part should be a breeze, right? Time to work on some jumping. Oh, some jumping. Oh yeah, I forgot about the jumping bit. Now, the jumping is a bit tougher. Let me just... Actually, right now, the single jumps, I think, aren't all that bad. It's making sure I line up properly so that I don't miss the jump completely. Right now, it's the double jumps where things are going to get tricky. Alright, yeah. Just make sure you don't take... Oh, oops, I wanted to step back a little bit. Alright. I was thinking I want to go at a full gallop for some reason. Which I don't want to... I missed the finish line! See, I was so concerned about going too fast that I fumbled my fingers. Alright. There you go. Well, I was doing alright until the end. Oh. He moved. Now, this is where we're going to care about my skills, right?
What brings you to these lands?
Okay, now we'll work on the combat skills. Use the speed of your mount to keep you out of harm's way while delivering devastating attacks against your enemies. Alright, so I need to land 10 blows. Now, my skills. Now, my skills here are... Now, I have 3 items here. I have the Discipline Rohirrim, which is, I think, is a tanking line. Then we have this one here. Turns your focus on steering the course of battle and while maintaining the ability to protect allies. Actually, no, this is protecting allies. This is... Oh, defending. Yeah, that's tanking. This is protecting from enemies with healing, I guess, or something like that. And, of course, this is the most damage. So this has plus 10% ranged damage increase in critical damage. Alright. This has increases Warsteed morale by 10% and increases Warsteed's agility by 125% and increases damage 5%. And this increases healing modifier and armor. Alright. So this is one that has the most damage. This has more range damage. We'll try that. That might be the best thing to use here. Now, range damage is this thing right here, throw. So similar to tossing the stein that you sometimes do. And here we go. We have a strike. So that's to strike the foe. A momentum hit. Most warriors will say that attempting the fist fight on horseback is ill-advised. The Brawler would disagree. And reckless attack, which doesn't sound like something I'd want to do. See, this skill has a default critical range that's higher, but it lowers your mitigations as a result. Well, let's see what's going on in here. I need to land 10 blows. I have to wait for him to stop talking, I believe. If you find yourself fighting from a standstill, you'd better off on foot. But keeping yourself mobile works best to limit the enemy's opportunities. Just as importantly, as your mount races across the plain, fury will build up. And some of your most powerful combat skills, right? Set up, yes, I know. You set up dummies, and then you need to ride back and forth between them, striking each in turn. Now go. Okay, now begins the lesson. If you start early, then it'll reset it. Not too sure what I threw there. Alright. So it looks like, well, let me see if I could. Okay. There we. Well, it looks like they have a very, very short cooldown, so I won't have to worry about them. See, my ranged attack is, well, that's not very long attack for range. I'm just wondering, what is the object that you're throwing at? It's obviously not your mug. Then let's try this one. Yeah, that's this one we're trying to hit him with the fist. That one does have a long cooldown. Alright. And what about this one? This one has a 4-second cooldown. Oh, and this one has an 8-second. Yeah, momentous hit has the longest of the cooldowns on there. Alright, that doesn't seem to be too bad. Great work.
Our mission is dire.
Excellent work. It'll take several years of true to really master the art. Yep. Oh well, now we're out of the course. Now how about we go and actually do some real combat? We're done.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
You're ready now. Your skills in battle are already formidable. With one of your finest steeds beneath you, you shall be undefeatable. Trust in your mount and in your valor, and your banner shall wave above the fields as a beacon of hope for all the free peoples of Middle-earth. Now, I believe you should speak with the Thane Harwick before you proceed further. Right, okay, speak to Anmar at the Harwick Mead Hall. But what I really want to do is to do some significant combat, but I guess I should go there to pick up my reward, which is going to be probably something completely useless based on what I saw when I was given the quest. Oh well. You probably should take care of that, because I don't think you're allowed to do anything with this legendary item that they give you.
Welcome
right?
and well met, my friend.
Oh well. Whee! Our first horse experience. And this thing is like, well, I am going to, yeah, I'm pretty sure I cannot identify that in any way or anything like that because, yeah. Right, they don't even have identification as an option anymore. That tells you what's going on there. So this little thing that we have here is completely useless. So let's go and get a quest and see what we can do. I might as well start with these things. Corrupted salamanders?
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
We need to kill crazed salamanders.
The
And
Rohirrim will need your aid.
find the source of the buzzing flies. Let's head off against them. See if we can find the right path to do this. I think if I go up here I can get there. Now, normally I do this quest on foot, despite the fact they talk about your first quest mounted and all that stuff. Well, I usually wind up just doing it on foot anyway. But since we're here to see how the Brawler does in mounted combat, actually, let's try this guy. Let's try to see if I can target him first. Now, yeah, let me target it. Yes, there we go. That. Well, this is rather silly going against a foe on foot while mounted. I can't even see the foe. Yeah, and I can't turn around quickly enough to be able to do anything. Oh well. Yeah. In other words, pretty much the same as mounted combat with any other character, where I tend to be tempted to just dismount because I can't target the foe I'm fighting because because I can't turn around tightly enough in order to do it. Oh well, the vagaries of mounted combat. Oh, and this is why I normally do things on foot. In other words, it's about as bad as I thought, which is pretty much how things are expected now. That is not going to be much of a challenge. Seeing if there's anything reasonably challenging that I could fight against while mounted. Now, if we run into Cinder, that might be actually this bull here. No, that's, that's just a grazer. Oh, Cinder is up. Okay, let's try fighting Cinder. Oh, now where is Cinder? Right here? This way? No, up this way, I guess. Yeah, here we are. Let's see if we can find... Let's see if I can find Cinder in the first place. Alright, where is she? Let's head up this way. Ah, there she is. Right? Oh, yeah, there she is. Okay. Now, Cinder is probably easier to fight on foot, frankly. But, ostensibly, she is a... Oh, boy. She is supposedly a warband, and so she and her fellows, as usual, as long as I'm not able to turn fast enough, I will have to put some levels into reducing my turning radius. That might help things a little bit. As promised, you can't see your opponent. All you can see is this little bar in there. Oh, oops, a daisy. Oops. And of course, one of the problems I have with war steeds is it's hard to fight on horseback without getting the ire of just about every single mob in the region. That, and I keep on drifting, which is a real pain. Oh, and of course I keep on running out of power. Yes, absolutely nothing I could think of that is positive about fighting on a horseback, which is pretty much the same as I have with every other character I've tried this with. Well, maybe a hunter can have very few troubles, because hunters, well, range combat in general I find is easier to do. Now, if you have a mounted opponent, then you might have a little bit easier time. But here, everyone's on foot. Survivability is the main thing I'm worried about, and of course the fact that I have no power. And that's what sort of... Well, actually, I have plenty of power. It's just my mount who has no power. And... yeah. Let's see. Is there anything I can do here to improve what's going on? Let's see. Camaraderie. Well, I know that there are ways to get more power when you're on this, but unfortunately, you need many points in the lines before you can do it. I have absolutely none. Let's see if I can find a good spot where there are very, very few opponents. Dismount. And Cinder reset. Okay, yes. In other words, the whole thing was all for naught because I ran out of power. Or I should say my steed ran out of power, because I could have had a power pot if it was just my power, but there's no way to replenish the steed's power this way. So, yes. Now, what happens if I attempted to go after Cinder without being on the steed? See what would happen then. So where is Cinder? Where did she go? Way, way up there. Ah, here we are. Oh, come on. I'm trying to fight a warband. Do you have to interfere? Of course they do. Alright, I am stalking Cinder again. This time I'll get to a place where I could fight only Cinder and her support team. And see how this works. It looks like so far so good. Yeah. Oh, it's so... Look at that. A lot easier. A lot faster. And a lot cleaner. When you're on foot. Well, except for the fact that I'm on fire. And I was unable to kill Cinder mounted. It was easy on foot. I think that summarizes my opinion of mounted combat in a nutshell. And that poor brigand who I took my frustration upon. Now, what's in the blue box? Marks! Marks. Oh well. Now what? The mounted combat bit is the last bit of skills I could think are of significant importance relating to the Brawler. But what else is there to learn about the class relating to it? Now, we do have that class quest that we have when you enter into Mordor, but that's a long time away. Oh, excuse me. Hey, I said excuse me! Some creatures. Oh, that was a new quest. On top of that Mordor class quest, I could think of 3 other things still to be investigated relating to the Brawler. One of them is the mirror vision from Galadriel. I happen to know that that mirror image with Galadriel is not fulfilled until Gundabad, which means that's a long way away. The second item is that there have been reports of challenges with the Brawler while playing at the higher levels. In order to investigate that, I'll have to wait till I get to those higher levels, because here at level 75, it all looks nice and peachy. Now, I know that they are planning to adjust them in the next major update, which is probably going to be in a couple of weeks, which means that I need to investigate these items before then if I'm going to be able to compare how they are on both ends before and after the update. That means I need to be a high level before then. And the third, I like some opportunity to test the Brawler in various instances. Now, that's going to be difficult to do at this level. It sounds like to me that what I'm going to be needing is a Valor in order to level up my character so that I will be able to do those tests, especially the difficulty rated ones, before the updates go into effect. Therefore, I think I am going to call the level 75 bit right here, and I am going to, in our next episode, be a much higher level, probably around level 130, and we could start investigating how the Brawler operates in higher levels. And I could test things out in some missions in Gundabad, see how I do in the Gundabad content, see how I do in the various instances that are opened up in Gundabad and like areas, and even work my way through the story so that I can see that Brawler area. The next time, even though I'm going to be in level 130, I'm probably going to have to go to Mordor. And even though I'm going to be a little bit high for the class quest there, let's see how I do. It'll only be about storyline since I know I'm going to punch my way through that pretty easily. But we'll see what that is in the next episode of Piney Plays the Brawler.